Good morning to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in to the Ryan Swanstrom Show. I am Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about the Ring Battery Doorbell Pro, as well as there are some other printers and things that I have to talk about. But let's bring in the folks from Amazon now. Welcome to the folks from Amazon, and good morning, everyone. Like I said, my name is Ryan Swanstrom. Welcome to the Ryan Swanstrom Show, where I talk about all of your favorite remote worker gear, things like desks, chairs, monitors, printers, paper shredders, keyboards, web cameras, microphones, mice, stuff like that, things that you need as a remote worker. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by the show. Also, today we're going to be featuring and looking into the Ring Battery Doorbell Pro. It is brand new, came out less than a month ago. I finally got mine set up yesterday. I've had it about a week, but I finally installed it and mounted it outside the front door of my house. So that is working. I will fully admit I don't know if I have worked out all the kinks on the Ring doorbell or not. I still have to check and see if it notifies me all day long, because we go in and out of that door a lot. So I will have more details to come on that. We're going to talk about it a little bit today. I have some demo sample videos to share with people if they are interested. And on another note, I'm rather proud of myself because I made it live on the show, and I am relatively on time. I think I was maybe a minute late, maybe not. Joanna wants to know what the question of the day is, so let's get to that. The question of the day goes along with the Ring doorbell system. Do you have all right, I gotta switch that. Or so let's run that across. Do you have a video doorbell or outdoor security camera? So I would just be curious to know about that one, just for people out there, because do you have those? A lot of people do. I think I was not the first in my neighborhood, but one of the earlier people to get. I have the Ring Spotlight Cam Pro above my garage, and now I have the Ring Battery Doorbell Pro right by my front door. So now I have two, and I have liked the. See, I should have put this into my carousel today, but I didn't. The Ring. What is my other one called? Here, I'll add it in here. But it just takes a long time on this little iPod here. I don't think I have the box for it anymore, though. Moving some things around in my carousel out here. So yeah, I have two security cameras, I guess, outside the Battery Doorbell Pro. I don't know if this one's technically a security camera. It can be used at that. You can check on people that come to your front door, but I think more people just use it for a check who's coming to your door. maybe from security perspective, but also for notice when packages are delivered, or if your neighbor stops by to ask if you've got, a couple of eggs to borrow or something like that. You can at least say, hey, I'm not there. I'm at the office, or I'm shopping at the mall. I don't know where people are these days. Joanna says she loves her Ring doorbell, and yup, she's got these. Uh, there is only 15 models now. There are a lot of different models of the various different doorbells. This one is battery operated. You can wire it into your existing doorbell at your house. I have not done that yet on mine. I don't know if I will or not. I do have a wired doorbell out there. I just wasn't sure that you need an extra adapter transformer to connect this to your doorbell, and I just wasn't sure if I was going to take the time to set that up. Uh, Joanna says, why can't ignore part of that? Why can't you find the right one? Uh, yes, it will sound an alarm, and if you and it will play the call if you pay for the service. Yeah, there is a service. I didn't get the service. No, I should rephrase this. I do have the Ring. I do have the Ring subscription because I have two cameras, and I pay I believe it's $100 a year for two cameras. It's actually $100 a year, I think, for as many cameras as you have. It's like $30 a year for one camera, $100 a year for multiple cameras. Joanna says, or you're actually watching them from the back room. I suppose you could do that. You could continue to watch them while they were at your house on your camera. But I wanted to bring a couple of things up here. Yours is wired, not weird. Yours is wired. All right, that makes sense. I haven't even watched these videos yet, so I'm gonna see if I can bring them up. And maybe I'll share them out on the screen. Yes, we will do this. Got to move some things around on my screen here. If you hadn't noticed, I am using my Logitech MX Brio web camera today. I finally got the settings to stay and save here at the more zoomed in screen. I think the fish tank back here looks fantastic with the Logitech MX Brio. I like the blue color light in my closet. I think it looks good, but for right now, I'm going to see if I can share out my screen. So here is just a video of me yesterday afternoon walking up to my front door. So you can see my front door kind of sits back in a little bit. So like you can see the two walls on there. It looks farther than it is. It's probably 8 feet from the front of my door to these little steps that I'm about to step up. Joanna says you can set the sensitivity level where you are notified if a bubble waves or says let me in please. Yeah, I know you can change the sensitivity on it. The nice thing that I discovered on the Ring Doorbell Pro is there is a person detection. So it won't set off an alarm if like a bunny rabbit or a cat runs in front of it, but if a person shows up, it will. I want to know if I can do that with my Spotlight Cam Pro because my Spotlight Cam Pro sets above my driveway, and most of what I get as far as notifications on that is a rabbit ran across my driveway or a cat wandered across my driveway. I just get a lot of those throughout the night. But here, I don't know if you're going to get any audio on this, but I will just play the video so you can see what it looks like on here. But you can see that I walk up, and you can identify who it is there. It was daylight outside, but I would say even the camera was still it was kind of dark in the spot because it's not very well lit back in that part of the front of my house. But there you have it. There is the video of me showing up. So that was an example of the Ring Spotlight Cam Pro in full daylight. Now let's take a look and see if we can find one at the nighttime. Because I thought the nighttime one was arguably better than the one during the daytime. So let's get this window out here. We can share this one. It still has the motion detection. This time it started the video. The previous time it started the video when I was down on my driveway a little bit. So I turned the sensitivity down so that it won't turn on until you're about ready to come up the front steps here. And so here it is. Yeah, so you can see I am there. It is black and white, but I think you can pick out and identify my face, and you could identify who this was maybe just a little bit better using it with the nighttime vision. I did have the color night vision enabled on this, but I really still don't see a whole lot of color in here. So I don't know. I didn't try it without the color night vision enabled because once I saw this video, I was like, that actually looks pretty good. So I just left it there. But that's what it looks like. I thought it did a pretty good job. I was happy with it. So that is installed at the front of my house. So be careful, folks. Another thing I wanted to notice. Joanna says, weird. Mine is in color. Is yours in color during the nighttime though? Like, does yours have night vision on it? Dano is here, and Dano says, I do have the Ring doorbell and the Ring security cameras. Yeah, they're pretty nice. I do like them. And Joanna and Dano are saying hi to each other over on Amazon. So thanks for being here, folks. I'm also really enjoying my boom arm that I got here. So hopefully you like the audio with the Fifine microphone here, because I kind of like it. I like it better than when the microphone's set on my desk. I feel like it's a little out of way. The only problem I have with this is it's wired to my wall because my laptop, or because my computer, I have a mini PC and it hangs on my wall, and this is wired into it, so I can't move my desk around quite as much as I used to. So I should get one of these that has a wireless microphone and try that. Joanna says your audio sounds good. Well, thank you for that. I've been working on it. Anyhow, I'm going to jump off the Ring Battery Doorbell Pro for a little bit. Dano, I was on time starting my show today. I scheduled it for 8:50 and I was on time. It was unbelievable. Yeah. I'm impressed myself. Another thing that I haven't played around with or toyed around with the security cameras is I believe I can bring up my security camera footage onto, if you have one of the Amazon screens like the Amazon Echo Show, or I have the Amazon, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, the Echo Show 15. I haven't played around with it enough to know if I can get my security camera footage on that right there. That'll be fun if and when I figure out how to do that. So Dano says, "Oh, so I'm late to the show." No, Dano, you're just perfectly on time. You're actually usual normal time. But my kid woke me up. One of my kids woke me up extra early this morning, which really wasn't super early. It was like 7 o'clock, but I was out of bed at 7 o'clock. Joanna says, I can pull it up anywhere. I say, show me the front door. Let me try this. Alexa, show me the front door. Sorry, I didn't find a group or device near the front door. I don't know. I'm going to have to play around with that sometime. Sometime in the next few days. Maybe over the weekend. I don't know. Checking on my phone, getting some messages from people. All right. Whew. Dano says, I can have my cameras come up on my Echo 8. You probably have to link it to the Amazon app. I probably do. And now that I say this, I think I'm going to try this right now. I think my son changed the name. So I may have to go in here and rechange the name. Oh, I don't know. Alexa, talk to the front door. That's warranty center, right? No. Sorry. Who do you want to call? I'm going to have to play with this over the weekend. Because I'm not even sure I think mine is maybe. No, it's on. Alexa, show me the front door camera. Sorry, I didn't find a group or device near the front door camera. It shows up in my app. And it's giving me the business right now. So I'm not going to try to troubleshoot that too much live here on the show. Joanna says, show me front door. Alexa, show me front door. Sorry, I didn't find a group or device named front door. It tells me it did not find a group or device named front door. So I will have to work on that because it should work. But now you have me invested. And so now I'm going to put more effort into this. Front door. I don't know. I give up. I give up. I will try that again and see if I can get that set up. I have a feeling it has to do with there's a couple different users on my Alexa, and so it might be paired with one of the different users because we have different we have one account, but a couple different like users for me and users for my son because he has a set of lights in his room that all run through the Alexa. So we have a couple of different users there. But yeah. Anyhow, those are these cameras that I have around my house. I have the new Ring for my front door, the Battery Doorbell Pro. It uses the same batteries as my Ring Spotlight Cam Pro. So That should work well for me. Another thing I was going to talk about, I did finally set up the HP 8135E printer, not this red one back here. Off the jacks, Cheryl says, hey, Ryan, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well, Cheryl. So Cheryl, off the jacks is her handle here. Her name is Cheryl. She is a live streamer here on Amazon, and I believe her and Gina Capone have started going live on Thursday evenings. I missed them this week, but last week I did catch them near the end of their show. So if you want to listen to Cheryl and Gina, I don't know, talk it up on Amazon Live, stop by their show some Thursday evening. Cheryl says, so good to see you live. Well, thank you. It was fun to see you and Gina live the other day too. The whole Amazon Live thing has changed a little bit, but I missed doing the show, so I am back out here. What do you think about my boom arm and microphone here, Cheryl? See, I was nice enough to get one of these sent over to me from the fine folks at Fifine. So they sent me over a microphone and a boom arm here. So it holds my microphone up. I can move it out of the way if I don't want my microphone anymore. But when I move it closer, my microphone and my audio sounds better. Pretty fancy. I like it. It's one of the new additions to my office that I would say I've been pleasantly surprised with, and I enjoy it and use it a lot. I had a previous boom arm that I just could never get configured to the spot that I wanted it to be at. And so I just didn't use it. And this heavy duty one from Fifine does seem to do the trick, and it holds its position very well. You can have multiple positions. I think I can lift this up if I wanted my microphone angled down. I could do that too. So if I wanted my microphone like that, if that's how you prefer to use your microphone and your boom arm, you could do that as well. I don't necessarily want that. I'm just okay with this. What kind of mic are you using? Highlighted in the carousel today, it is the new microphone from Fifine. The Fifine, I believe they call it the PC gaming streaming mount or streaming microphone. I think they largely intended it for gamers, but I lifted it up so that you could see all the lights on it. It is, I would say, yes, you can use it for game streaming, but I actually like it for this. If you don't like the lights on it, you can hold the button on the bottom and it just turns off the lights. And if that's the case, it's a lot less distracting that way, but it doesn't quite look as cool that way. So let me turn the lights back on. And there's a number of different light modes you can send through it. Right there, you can a number of two-tone colors on it. This actually, I kind of like this. It looks pretty good with the fish tank back there. That I think this is just a solid yellow, one single tone. And then you've got a green, a blue, solid red, sort of a darker blue. That's a white. And now we're back into this is a two-tone that I think rotates between a couple of different two-tone color patterns. So this one just keeps things moving as you're, talking on your show. What other pattern do we have? Cheryl says, love the lights. And so this is they call this the breathing pattern, meaning it kind of mimics breathing as it goes in and out here, gets brighter and less bright, and it alternates through various different colors that way. Someone just showed up to my front door and it turned on. So it must actually work, but I just got a notification from my Ring that someone was at my front door. I believe someone dropped off a package, so that was kind of cool. So evidently that works. I just haven't figured out how to configure it so that I can tell it to show me that camera. All right. Anyhow, Cheryl says, love the lights. So this is the Fifine microphone. And I was going to try to rotate back to the yellow light because I kind of liked the yellow light. Cheryl loves the lights there. She says it sounds and looks so nice. Well, thank you. I also think it's pretty nice. All right. Back to my HP OfficeJet Pro 8135E. I did get it set up, although it is temporarily not plugged in anymore. But if you're looking for a home printer with a fax capability, this one does have fax capability. There's two ways you can do fax with the 8135. You could actually telephone wire it in. Hold on. Because on the back of it, right over here, it has telephone line jacks on it. So I think one of these brings your telephone line in, the other one sends it back out to the rest of your house. So you can have that. It does have a USB-B port, and behind that yellow is an Ethernet port on it. But you can fax two ways. You can fax using the telephone line running into your printer, or you can just use the scanner and fax from the app on your phone, the HP Smart app. I've installed a lot of printers in my day. And in the last 3 years, I think HP has gotten better at the printer install. I chose to do my printer install entirely from my phone because you set them up over Wi-Fi, and I would say it was an absolute breeze on my phone. It is my recommended way to set up an HP printer from now on. Just use the HP Smart app on your phone. It kind of walks you through the step. You got to turn on your Bluetooth on your phone, and then it kind of detects your printer is turned on, and it says, what Wi-Fi should we use for your printer? So you enter your Wi-Fi information, and that's pretty much it. And then it takes you through a number of screens. It says, do you want to subscribe to Instant Ink? Do you want to use HP Plus? I declined both of those. I do think the HP Ink is a good idea, but I have so many printers here that I don't necessarily need it to automatically send me new paper when I'm out because I have enough printers. I'll just use a different printer. But people do say good things about the HP Instant Ink. Yeah. All right. So that's the printer. This is tentative weekend plans for me. So I want to get this thing set up, the Aeromax 7 set up. It is Wi-Fi 7. It supports 200 plus devices connected to it. So that's on my agenda, is set this up and potentially make a video or two on that. Joanna says, I like to plead the fifth on the HP Instant Ink. It can turn the machine off if you don't buy. Okay. I do remember you telling me that. So maybe that is an issue. I've never subscribed to the HP Instant Ink, so I don't really have strong feelings one way or the other because I don't have experience in it. Joanna, or not Joanna, Off the Jack says, but what does it do? I will show you some things here. The 8135E, it prints. And from my example, it printed fairly well. I actually printed off a photo right here. I will caution you, be careful when you print a photo. If you notice right over here on the edge, it looks a little funky right over there. That's because I picked it up off the printer before the ink had dried. So when you print out photos, let them sit on the printer, for 30 seconds or so to let the ink dry before you pick them up, because that is my thumbprint right over there on the side of the image. But I thought it did a pretty good job. I don't know that this will come through on the camera or not, though. The flower and the bright color is really good. Over here, where it was kind of the blurry background, when you get a little close to your image, it does get maybe a little bit grainy in there. But overall, like, I don't think you can expect your inkjet printer to be photo store quality photo, but I thought it was pretty good. It was a pretty good photo coming out there. So I tried that. If you want to know what like a regular, here is that photo printed on regular paper. Again, it went pretty well. I think the colors and the ink, one of the things I feel like the clean lines around your font are maybe just a little bit cleaner than on some of my other printers. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it came out quite well. Joanna says, yes, I thought it was broke, but you just have to take their ink cartridge out. Oh, I can see that. Yeah, so maybe there are some issues with HP Instant Ink. You're the first one to tell me about that. Off the Jack says the colors are nice. Yes, it did pretty good with the colors. Dano says that's a good print of a picture from a printer. I thought the same thing. It doesn't look quite as good as if if you go to like Harold's Photo and have them develop your pictures, but I mean, they probably have a multiple $1,000 printer that they're using to print out the photos because they do hundreds or thousands a day, and that's why they can afford to have those. Survival Mike said, speaking of images, I just got back from getting an x-ray. Survival Mike, thanks for stopping by the show. Last one to check the progress of the surgical spine fusion. How did the x-ray go? I believe Survival Mike is referencing he had a little bit of surgery evidently on his spine earlier in the year. Was it earlier this year or was it in late last year? Anyhow, yeah. How's that recovery going? That also reminds me, Joanna, how is your recovery going? See, we've had some people that had some different operations, the last couple of months. So hopefully everyone's healing up well. I have not had any operations in the last couple of months, so I'm thankful for that. Survive Mike said 5 weeks ago, recovering nicely. Well, that's good, but recovery it always seems to go slow and not fun. And the older you are, yeah, it just goes a little bit slower. Survival Mike says, this is my first one ever in my life. Well, yeah. So good that it's your first one ever. But luckily now you don't have the comparison in your brain to compare yourself when you were 15 and you had surgery and like a week later you thought you were, totally fine. I've had that happen. I didn't have big surgery. I had a knee scoped when I was 17 or something like that. Joanna said she's had some complications because I thought I could do things. I'm old. Don't recommend ever. Well, you can't say I don't recommend getting old. The alternative to getting old is that you are not alive anymore. So there you go. But yes, being older complicates recovery from surgery. Off the Jack says my only surgery, whoa, was brain surgery. Go big or go home. See, I feel like I have so many questions about that, Cheryl, and brain surgery, but I don't really feel qualified to ask the right questions there. I don't know. Yeah. Nothing to do with you, but I was just like, did they take out part of your brain? Did they fix? I don't know. There's so many things there. But yes, I am not qualified to talk about brain surgery. Survival Mike says the good thing to have is JLab JBuds when you're getting better from surgery. You know, that is totally true. If you need some good headphones or earbuds when you're recovering from surgery, JLab is maybe the way to go for you. So let me get these things and we'll just smoothly transition over into our JLab JBuds discussion. Survival Mike, catch you up. I did install the Ring Battery Doorbell Pro on my front door yesterday. It's the newest Ring doorbell camera from them. Just came out a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I set it up. You've got one of these too, Mike. My Echo Show 15. It did bring up the video when somebody dropped off a package about 15 minutes ago, and it brought up the video on there. But I can't figure out how to talk to this thing and have it bring up my camera so that I can just watch the front door. Because that's how exciting my life is. I just want to bring up the camera and watch what's happening in front of my house. Cheryl is trying to tell us what she had, and this is why I don't ask, Cheryl, because I have no idea what any of that means. Dano says, wait to bring it back to the carousel items, Mike. Mike's always good for that. So Robin Mike's likes to try to keep us on track when we get a little bit off track. So Robin Mike is going to pull us back in. He has to be the adult in the room sometimes. Dano said I had surgery on my tonsils and had them removed as a kid. I did get to eat a lot of ice cream after surgery. See, that's what you remember when you're a kid. Like, I remember I just got to eat a lot of ice cream, so that was kind of awesome. As a kid, you probably got to watch cartoons and, watch some extra TV. Yeah. And then you're an adult and you're like, oh, it took me weeks before I could walk to the mailbox. Survival Mike says Amazon sells a hub screen now to monitor your home. Oh, I don't even think I've seen that. I did. Do you remember the Amazon robot? That little robot that they had that you could get I don't even remember what it was called. The little robot. And I remember when they first came out with it, that was my biggest Amazon live show ever. Because I talked about it one day on the show, right after it came out. And Amazon put me on that product page. And I think maybe even put me on the front page of Amazon for a while. But I had it was the first time ever that one of my shows went massively big on Amazon. So Mike said they turned it into a carpet sweeper. Well, now they're selling it as a small business security device that you can leave in your small business and it'll run around the premises at night and just, keep an eye on things, which is kind of interesting. I think they had different plans and strategies for it. I don't know. Joanna said he's by request only. I use Swan Security with 6 cameras. I've never even heard of the Swan Security with 6 cameras. I know Eufy does them. Ring does that. There's a number of different brands that do that. Wise does a bunch of them, but I don't have any Wise security cameras yet. Anybody from Wise, if you're watching this, get in touch with me. I could maybe do that. But yes, they did turn that little robot into, I don't know. I think there was so many ideas of what you could do with it that we kind of settled. I remember we discussed on the show, what do we think they're going to do with this robot? And security was one of the primary things that came up. But there was even a little tray on it. People thought you could like use it to play with your pets and feed your pets and deliver a soda to somebody in the other room. Problem is, it didn't go up and down the stairs. Survival, that Swan is for the birds. Swan has been around for a long time. I'm not going to debate the whole Swan thing. That's between Survival Mike and Cheryl to debate there. But let me grab the preferred recovery headphones and earbuds for this morning's Ryan Swanstrom show. And Dano, I don't know if we're here for the beginning. I finally got the Logitech MX Brio camera. At least this morning it worked. So maybe I've gotten some updates to the software on my computer or the camera itself, but the zoom in on the camera is staying in the same place now. Watch, it's going to zoom back out as soon as I say that. But so I am using the Logitech MX Brio today. I think I prefer the colors. I think the fish tank looks really good with this camera. I think the blue lights in my closet here look pretty good as well. But let's get into the JLab JBuds headphones. Here is the JBuds Luxe noise canceling headphones. I will pull them out of the box here so that we can test them out and try them out. I have used these before. Had them out a couple of times. I think I took them on a walk a couple days ago. Here is my review on these. I think I put up a video review. Comfort level, I'd say they're pretty good. Flexibility, if you're looking for something to travel with, this is what I thought was really pretty cool. The way they fold up into a fairly small, compact design. I know a lot of headphones fold up, but they don't always fold up quite as small as this one. So I like that, but the caveat I would say about that is I do think the entire headphones are maybe on the small side. So I think I have a normal adult size head. I don't have a small head or a very large head. You know, when you buy hats, I think I'm like a 7.25, which is, I think, medium size for an adult. So, but they do maybe feel like they're a little bit on the small side. So something to think about if you're somebody that's got a really big head, these might be too small for you. But comfort, I'd say they're pretty comfortable. Sound and audio in them. So far, I think the sound and audio in them is pretty good. So I've been happy with that. Let me show you the controls on the side of them. So here we go. Right. I'm upside down there. You do have, look at that. There's the noise canceling button right there. It will toggle you through 3 noise canceling modes. It takes you through noise canceling on, noise canceling off, and then they have a third be aware mode that brings in a little bit of audio from outside the headphones and plays it in case you're out for a walk and your neighbor says hi, you can still hear them. Or if you're walking in a busy intersection, you want to be able to hear some of the cars, you can turn on the be aware mode and you can have that. So it's got those 3 modes, and then it's got volume up and down buttons on it right there. And then this is the power on off button. It does charge via USB-C, and they include a very nice USB-C to USB-C braided cord with it. So I like it when they include a decent charging cord with it. So there you go. Those are from JLabs. And JLabs was kind enough to send some of these over to me to review. So yeah, JLabs has been fun to get connected with. I didn't know too much about them a month ago, and yeah, now I'm a pretty big fan of their products. They originally sent me one of their gaming headsets, and when I got it, I was very, very impressed with it. So I messaged them back, and I was like, I do a lot of remote work stuff. What else do you got? And so they sent. I have a couple of keyboards from them that we'll talk about in the coming weeks, and some headphones and earbuds, a web camera, just a bunch of stuff. But let's move on to their. So that's headphones. If you're looking for some headphones, if Off the Jacks says JLab has a lot of headphones and earbuds. Yes, they do. And Cheryl says, I need some new earbuds. Well, you could try out these. There's a lot of options. Do you have particular style in earbuds that you like Off the Jacks? Because some people like these ones, which go in your ear and essentially sort of the whole thing just stays in your ear. Some people like the little white tab that hangs out the bottom of your ear, like on the Soundcore Liberty 4 NCs. Some people like the piece that wraps around your ear. So I don't know what people. I thought these were pretty comfortable. I wore them for a walk I went on the other day. I even called my daughter, and we had a conversation while I was out for a walk, and she said she could hear me and have the conversation. All right. They do have touch functionality on them, and I don't remember exactly what all the touch, like one tap turns the volume up, a tap over here turns the volume down, something like that. Double tap. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they do have some touch functionality in there. You know what? I bet it's going to tell me right in here. Yes, there is the touch functionality. We'll see. There you go. So those are all the things you can do with the touches and get it to do various different things. Daniel says, I noticed that you were using the camera you were getting frustrated with earlier in the week. Looks good. Yes, I was getting frustrated, and I guess just give it a little bit of time and it'll work. Although now that I say that, we'll see if it still works tomorrow and the next day. Off the Jacks said, I'm afraid those would fall out. I usually get the sport buds that go around the ear. Joanna says, yes, my ears are not bud friendly. Everybody isn't. Everybody, like, you like different things. That's just the way it works. That's why there's so many different styles of earbuds. Off the Jack says she likes the around the ear earbuds. Hold on a second. So Cheryl, Off the Jacks, you're probably more on the Soundcore Sport X10s. Not in my carousel, but those were pretty well. I don't know, JLab. You're giving me a note to ask. I'm going to ask JLab if they have wraparound earbuds. All right. Yeah. So maybe I will ask JLabs if they have some of those. They probably do. I can't guarantee that, but like Cheryl said, they make a lot of them. All right. So yeah, so here's what I'd say about those JLab earbuds. I thought they fit in fairly comfortable. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are even waterproof. Hold on. I wanted to check before I told people that they're waterproof. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to click on this. I think I saw that they were waterproof, but it must be out on the web site. Yes, they're IP55 waterproof. So that means water. And then I'd have to look up what IP55 means. I think you're gonna be okay sweating or wearing those. Getting them a little bit wet. The case is not waterproof though. But those are the JLab JBuds ANC. They do have noise canceling. So both these and the headphones had noise canceling. I thought in both cases they did pretty good. I was pretty happy with the noise canceling on both of those. Oh, the one other cool thing I was going to show you about these earbuds is on the case, on the bottom of the case, they built in the USB cord right into the bottom of the case there. So when you want to store it away, you just push it back and it's hidden right in the bottom of the case. So I thought that was pretty cool and helpful. So that is the stuff from J Labs. Off the Jack says that's awesome. So you don't lose the cord. Exactly, because all of us know we lose those cords and things and they don't work. Hopefully it doesn't break. It looks, since it's right there, you're probably not going to break it. My concern would be is if you did break this cord off, I don't know how you would charge those things. I don't know. But maybe that's not your biggest concern with your earbuds. Anyhow, J Labs, J Buds. Whew. So that was fantastic stuff. See some people clicking on those, taking a look. Whew. All right. Back to the HP OfficeJet 8135E printer. So I told you I wanted to hopefully set up my Eero Max 7 Wi-Fi router over the weekend. Love to do that. I want to do, here's what I'd like. I'd like to move this printer, since I don't really use it. I just like that it's red. I'd like to move it over here. And then I'd like to put my 8135E printer up here so that it can be seen and I can print with it and have it work. The reason I want it over here is I have outlets in the wall on this side over here, back behind the edge. There are some outlets. There aren't any outlets over here, so it's harder to plug things in over there. Whew. So I would love to do a little bit of rearranging. I think this shelf, it started out nice and clean and now it's just a mess. I'd love to clean off the whole closet shelf. I think that would be really great, but I don't know if all that'll happen. Yeah. So I'd like to get a printer up there. I'm kind of about ready to wrap up the show today. I have another printer, I think, coming this week. I also have a brother printer that's still in the box I haven't set up. So I thought this week was going to be printer week, but it didn't turn out that way. I didn't get that far. So maybe next week it will be printer. I'd actually really love it if I could get my two, I think I have 3 more printers to put up here. I could put one here, here, and here. And I could just have a printer on each shelf of the closet. That would be kind of fun. Yes. Anyhow, that is where I'm going to wrap up the show for today, because I got out here on time and I will even finish. I guess I don't have a finishing time, but finishing approximately an hour, a little bit under an hour, but that's good enough for me. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for being here. Hopefully, you had a good time or learned something new. I enjoyed visiting with all of you. So thanks, folks, for being here. Thank you all. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will be back on Monday morning, hopefully with more printer content to maybe print off and do some live printing demos there. Yeah. So have a great weekend, folks. I'm signing off. And yes, it is Easter weekend. So enjoy Easter weekend. I know some schools and some people have some extra time off. So there you go. Join us as thanks for streaming. Happy Easter. All right. I'm signing off, Amazon. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. Goodbye. And now I'm going to sign off of YouTube and LinkedIn. Goodbye, YouTube and LinkedIn. Have a great weekend yourselves.